Hope you're well. Hope you enjoyed your weekend, whatever you got. If you're a Instagram follower, you might have seen that I said that all my lives will now be on YouTube. So if you're here and you're joining me on YouTube, glad to see you on this side. But yeah, all my lives that I do here, I will be saving them so you can watch them back. But yeah, I've made a transition from my doing Instagram videos, Instagram lives to YouTube. Seems to be working a little bit better for me, as there's not really any restrictions on here. So this is where I can have a little bit more freedom, I suppose, at this current moment. So today I wanted to talk about sitting with self. You know, we're living in a world where there's a lot of distractions, and you know, there's many people that can't and won't sit with themselves. They'll find constant distractions, you know, and oftentimes the reason why people can't sit with themselves is because their mind is ticking. They might be thinking about a lot of stuff, and in order to kind of suppress that or kind of forget about it, because it's going to only be temporarily, is by distracting themselves and, you know, being out and about, being around so many people. You know, this can be done in so many different ways. You might be someone that likes to do physical activities very often. You might be someone that is always going out, very rarely at home or by themselves, you know. But just know that there is a way out. There is a way to healing. There is a way of releasing. But ultimately, you won't be able to get to that point until you do the deeper work, you know, and that looks very different to many people. You know, for you, it might be a slow, gradual thing. Sometimes you may have experiences in life that kind of forces you to sit with yourself, and you'll find that at the beginning it may feel very lonely, maybe it feels very isolating, but over time you'll find that it becomes a lot more comfortable and you don't actually feel lonely. You feel you definitely feel a lot more secure within yourself. Many people take on doing meditation to get to that place, and often you may see that, you know, people do meditate for a very long time. But if you're someone that's new and starting out, you know, even doing like 30 seconds, you might say that's not very long. But if you're someone that hasn't done 30 seconds or doesn't do 30 seconds or very rarely just has that quiet time, this could be a great way to start. And then, you know, you can build from there. You can go to 1 minute, you can go to 2 minutes, you can go to 5 minutes, then you can go to 10 minutes. I do 10 minutes, but I started at 5 minutes. I got up to like 15 minutes, but now I'm back down to 10 minutes. Sometimes I do 5 minutes. So it's all according to what fits well with you. But never force it. Never force yourself to do something that is very comfortable to somebody else, because everyone's got a starting point. We're all at different places in our journey. It's not a competition, it's a journey. You know, we're here for the long run, not just the short sprint and then that's it. You know, it's a journey. Enjoy the experience, observe the experience, reflect on the experience. You know, when you've got that self-awareness, and and then you start to become a lot more accountable, that's where your growth will come, you know. But it's ultimately, it's about sitting with yourself. When you're able to sit with yourself and be comfortable within yourself, you know, that is when things start to change. You know, you then start to be more empowered. You'll then start to, you know, start showing up a lot more for yourself and not people pleasing so much. You know, if there's things going on and people want you to go out and you don't really want to go out, you won't feel bad for saying no, you don't want to do this thing. There's a way of saying no. Everyone has different ways of communicating, and if when you're self-aware and aware of the people that you're around, you're aware of the people that are in your life, then you can communicate this in a way in which is, I guess, palatable for those people to take, I suppose. But yeah, that's that. But yeah, sitting with yourself, I enjoy my space, I enjoy my time by myself, I enjoy doing things by myself, but I also do like coming together with people and sharing that time as well. But being by myself and being with people, to me, is fine. Either one is fine, but I feel like self-reflection, self-time is very, very important. So I guess it's about acknowledging, what do you do? What do you do for yourself? Do you have a quiet time, a quiet space? For me, walking around, being around, you know, is a meditation within itself. I'm a mindful breather. I breathe. Breathing for me is everything. Breathing is everything to everybody, because without breath, there's no life. But for me, I'm a slow breather. I'm very observative. I'm not. I make better decisions when I'm calmer. You know, I'm in a calm state, like 98% of the time. If I'm honest, completely honest with you. Was I always in this state? No. You know, but it's a journey. Grand Rising, Colleen. Thank you for joining. I'm just talking about sitting with yourself and how important it is to be able to sit with yourself, and ultimately that's where your growth will start growing. And I was just speaking on the things that people do to distract themselves from being by themselves, because, you know, your mind is ticking, there's probably a lot of things going on. But how do you bring it back to self? How do you bring yourself back to a calm, peaceful state, if you even have that calm, peaceful state? You know, many people probably don't even know how they feel. You know, can you feel how you truly feel? You know, that's a whole nother thing. You know, I know how I feel because I feel like I'm pretty much at a balanced state most of the time. I'm aware of the balance that I'm at right now, but I know that as the journey continues, there might be another level, there might be another state of balance that I will come into. So it's just about being self-aware, observative, and accountable for your life. You know, how do you get up? How do you start your day? Do you watch the news straight away in the morning? You know, the news is bad news most of the time, and there's probably so much more good news than there is bad news. You know, I understand there's a balance in the world, there's a balance in life, you know. So if there's a balance in life, then there's obviously as much good as there is bad, you know, to balance things out. So what good news are you filling yourself with? What people are you surrounding yourself with? Are they high vibrational? Are they do they lift your spirit, or do they bring you down? Are they, you know, are you the person that people go to offload? Do people vent? And, you know, like, these are things that you have to observe. And I think, you know, that's a whole nother thing, because you're taking on the energy in which they were holding. They've decided to offload on you. And, you know, when you become more high vibrational, the right thing to do would be, if you've got something on your mind that you kind of want to release, you would then, if you're high vibrational, then you will know to communicate. Maybe there's different ways of communicating. You can communicate to people in a way of saying, hey, do you have the space right now? I've got some things going on. I've got something that I want to kind of offload currently, but do you have the space? And you've got to be okay with people saying no, they're not okay with that. You just have to find someone else, or you have to do it in another way. There's ways of which you can release things if you don't want to be a burden on other people. You can then, there's something called a fire ceremony, where you can write these things down on a piece of paper and then you can burn it. And that's a release within itself, because although writing is very powerful, and that's something that I've been utilizing a lot more recently, because that's how, you know, manifestations can come to fruition. So yeah, writing things down on a piece of paper, writing it all down, and then, you know, having a space where it might be better to do it outside, where there's like energy flowing, free flowing, and it's not stagnant indoors. You write it down and you burn it on a piece of paper, you know, and then observe how you feel after that. You know, that could be a start. Maybe you're holding on to a lot of suppressed feelings. Maybe you're holding on to a lot of grief. You know, maybe you've lost some people in your life and you just can't let go. This is one way in which you can start that process. Start the process by writing these things down. Yeah, you're releasing that energy. You know, so these are tools that you can use. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to touch on that, because I know that that's a massive thing in this, especially in the Western world, where there's so many distractions, there's so many things that are just going on to kind of distract yourself from yourself. And you know, it's a big deal. It's definitely a big deal. So I kind of wanted to touch on that. But yeah, for those that have joined, thank you for joining. If you do have any questions, then do feel free to drop a comment below. If you're new to my channel, I talk about all things health and well-being. I'm a raw plant-based eater. I live a raw plant-based lifestyle. I do a lot of foraging. I do a lot of food preserving. I do a lot of growing foods outdoors and indoors. So if you're someone that doesn't have a garden, I also show you how to grow your own foods indoors, the most nutritional foods you can get, which are more nutritious than the counterparts of the mature plants, mature vegetables and stuff like that. I talk about a lot of fasting. I do a lot of fasting myself, dry fasting. I've done a juice cleanse. I've done a 200-day juice cleanse where I never ate for 200 days. Yeah, so I talk about a lot of things. If you check out my Instagram account, I have a lot of information there that you can look at. There's a lot of gems in what I'm saying, because this is real lived experiences. So yeah, that's that really. And yeah, sorry, I got a bit distracted. But yeah, I will catch you all on the next video. Thank you for joining, and I'll catch you soon.